they let a dog in a lion's cage. What happened then shocked everyone. At first, the lion was confused about seeing a small dog in his cage, while the onlookers watched in anticipation. Everybody's jaw dropped when they saw the king of the jungle do something unexpected and unnatural. No one could believe that such a ferocious beast could end up doing something that is against its nature. One of the park workers took the dog into his hands and threw it into the lion's cage. The miracle that happened surprised the whole world. Wynwood is a city in Garvin County, Oklahoma, United States. This story began in the wild savanna when the lion gave birth to a cub, and instead of feeling happy, the mother was quite upset. Apparently, the lioness could sense that her baby was suffering from illness and chose to abandon him. Turns out that the cub was born with a disease named osteoporosis, meaning he had weak and brittle bones. The mother knew that her child would not be able to survive in the wild and therefore left him to breathe his last. Animals are hardwired to seek out the strong and to abandon or hunt the weak, and lions are no exception to this rule. It was a harsh decision, but the mother must have thought to be merciful at that point. However, the workers at the park believed otherwise and took the cub under their care. The employees were heartbroken when they found out that the baby lion was not only physically weak, but he was also suffering emotional wounds from being abandoned by his mother. According to reports, there is a psychological study which shows how important it is for newborns to feel a sense of attachment with a primary caregiver. If they don't experience this connection early in their development, the little ones will be negatively impacted for the rest of their lives. The results of these studies have not only been shown in human relationships but also in the animal. The workers at the park were aware of this and decided to pair the cub with someone so he would not feel alone. Although it would have been obvious that another lion would be fit for the job, they were not suitable for being parents because either they are too young or they had enough children to care for. The cub was named Bone Digger by the employees and had been given his own enclosure. To give the baby lion company, the workers came up with an unbelievable plan that could have negative consequences. There was a dog in the park which was owned by anyone and only acted as an emotional support pet for anyone who needed it. The dachshund had a kind nature, and they believed that he would be the perfect companion for the Bone Digger. Although their plan was unconventional by most people's standards, these workers had faith that it would work. One of them patted the dog's fur for comfort before throwing the animal in front of the beast. He had to throw Milo far enough so that the canine was close to the center of the enclosure. Fortunately, the worker was gentle when handling the dog and so the little guy landed gently. All the workers stood near the cage to see if their plan would prove to be successful or lead to something unpleasant. The sausage dog raised his head and looked at the surrounding. Meanwhile, the cub was hiding somewhere. He had been shy since birth, so he hid when he heard his cage door open and looked at the dog. Finally, his curiosity took over and slowly the Bone Digger came out of his place and took a few hesitant steps toward the dog. Dachshund saw something move from the corner of his eye. A lion cub, one that was close to him in size and weight, was coming out from behind the bushes. The normal reaction would be to run away after seeing one of the strongest animals, but Milo remained calm and stood firm on his ground. When the Bone Digger was close enough, the dog leaned forward and started sniffing the lion. The cub was startled by this, as apart from his mother, he had never been so close to anyone else. After a while, the baby lion realized that the wiener dog was harmless and as a sign of peace, he sniffed Milo back. Soon, they became familiar with each other and began to play in the enclosure. They would play run and chase, jump over the terrain and gently push each other's sides. In no time, these animals became close friends, and the workers were delighted to see that their plan was a success. As time went by, Milo would visit the Bone Digger's enclosure so often that it pretty much became his new home. The dog's companion had a positive impact on the cub because he would forget his condition whenever they were together. The lion did not feel as if there was anything lacking in his life, and it was all thanks to Milo. After many years of building trust with Milo, Bone Digger had gained the confidence to socialize with its friends, Bullet and Angel. Milo was like a family to the lion, and the workers were happy to see this, and they wanted the whole world to witness this miracle. Over a short period, millions of people around the world watched videos or listened to how a dog and a lion were able to form an unbreakable bond. Milo and Bone Digger are perfect examples of not judging external appearances. Even though their species don't get along, they look deeper than the surface.